Hey, this is Ramon, Channel Alpha 4, and this is Bible Basics. The official canon of the Bible doesn't show up until 400 AD, but before that, different church fathers did try to come up with lists. In the Hebrew tradition, they came up with an official canon before we did, okay, because we didn't exist yet. So, before Christianity existed, the Old Testament was finalized. But Ptolemy II, when he compiled his books, and he actually went and asked, what books belonged in the canon. Who has what? Protestants. We're going to use the KJV for this. Have 39 Old Testament books and 27 New Testament. Catholics have 46 Old Testament books and 27 New Testament. This is an academic text, but it has all of it, so I'm going to use this as my example for the Orthodox. The Orthodox text has 49 Old Testament books and 27 New Testament. All the major Christian religions, all their Bibles, all have the exact same New Testament. Nobody's going off a different New Testament unless you're a Gnostic, which is a religion of a version of Christianity that started late and died off. If you're a modern day Christian, we all have the same New Testament, whether you're Catholic or anything else. Protestant, Lutheran, we all have the same New Testament. Alright. The Ethiopians have the largest canon with 81 books, but many of those are not recognized by any other canon anywhere else. Also, sometimes you will see ancient lists that will list 51 books. Understand that this is the same set as the 49 or 46. They just subdivide the chapters into multiple books. So what's in the Bible? So what's in the Bible has to be considered inspired, and it has to be dated before 120 BC. Those are the rules to getting in the Bible. Councils had to decide that. Alright, now, even though the Bible is considered inspired, only Protestants and the denominations that followed after Protestants consider the book literal or inerrant, i.e. infallible. This is a fundamentalist claim that is not a traditional view of the Bible. Before the Protestant Reformation and before the Enlightenment, there was no literal interpretation of the Bible. It was, to quote some Jewish rabbis, you would have to wrestle with God. You'd have to wrestle with the text, try to understand it, and apply it to your life. Even as far back as 50 years after Jesus' death, the early church fathers were arguing how to interpret the Bible and just how literal and how theological you should take certain passages. And what they would do is they would talk about allegory. Just understand that from the beginning, people were not taking this book literal until after the Protestant Reformation and after the Enlightenment. Most rabbinical opinions and views on this text state that the Bible is a mystery, that it is authoritative, and that it serves divine agency. Okay? So that's how the Judaic people view their text, which is our Old Testament. The Jewish version is sourced from the Apello Codex. That's Aleppo Codex. Alright, see you next video.